A foreign queen using her sexuality to corrupt a once popular prince. Cleopatra was the ancient world's Meghan Markle. But is that Roman characterization fair? Cleopatra becomes pharaoh in 51 BC, aged about 18, as joint ruler with her younger brother, who's also her husband. But his advisors try to get rid of her. She's having none of it though, so she decides to ally with Rome's top dog, Julius Caesar, who's just arrived in Egypt. So, in the dead of night, she climbs inside a bag and has a servant carry her undetected into the royal palace and into Caesar's bedroom. When she emerges from the bag, he's lovestruck and they start a legendary affair. Her plan works like a dream. Caesar restores her to the throne and, despite him being married, gives her a son. But their romance is cut short when he's killed, which throws the Mediterranean world into an epic battle between Caesar's wannabe successors, Mark Antony, a military hardman, and Caesar's young, sickly adopted son, Octavian. Cleopatra needs to pick a side, and it seems an obvious choice. In one of the great theatrical displays in history, she goes to meet Mark Antony and turns up in such lavish style that, like Caesar, he's mesmerized and they form an alliance, with a few children thrown in for good measure. This is her peak. She's shacked up with the most powerful man in the world. Her dynasty is secure and Egypt has a prosperous future. But like any modern tabloid newspaper writer, Octavian is in the background and he sees he can use Cleopatra's foreign nationality and gender against her. Octavian paints her as a seductress who's bewitched Antony and frames himself as the defender of Rome. And it works. Octavian then sees off Antony and Cleopatra's forces at the Battle of Actium and they retreat to Egypt. With his men mutinying, Antony hears Cleopatra's killed herself, so in despair, he stabs himself. But it turns out she's still alive, so his servants carry him to Cleopatra and he dies in her arms. She knows she can't win from here, but rather than face the humiliation of surrendering, she gives an amazing final performance. The story goes, she has a servant bring her a basket of figs at dinner and arranges for a poisonous snake to be hidden inside. It bites her breast and she dies. After her death, Octavian ensures that his depiction of Cleopatra as the foreign seductress is woven into Roman literature, which has led to her sexualized reputation. But in reality, she, a woman with very few cards to play, was able to make the greatest men on earth dance to her tune, and for that, she deserves her status as the most famous woman in history.